Hey everybody, how are you? Happy Friday to you all. Running a little bit late here, was busy doing other things, and then fighting with a car on one of my trains today. It kept derailing on the same spot, and apparently the coupler was just a little tight and sticky, so I had to take it apart. I was running them earlier and thought I fixed it, and apparently didn't. So let's see who is all here today before I begin my usual babbling. So, hello, Ed Sutherland. Great to see you. Paul, Colin, Carl, and let's see, Steve Childers. Nice to have you here, sir. New voice. Hey, Joseph. Good to see you too. Always a pleasure. Pleasure to have all of you here. I see Ray is here. Hey, your third favorite part. Hey, I made the top three. That's bronze medal. But bowling, yeah. When I bowled, nothing was more important than bowling. My other big thing was playing baseball and softball. Into my 40s, I played softball, and yeah, Joyce said I would put on pink robes and dance around, and if the Hare Krishnas put out a softball team. I was playing softball 7 days a week and 15, 20 games a week at my high point. I was a huge softball player. Let me see. So anyhow, so I can understand. Who did I miss yet? Tim JD, always a pleasure. One of the regulars. Lee, who survived the week. Just as I was sending the hit squad out, all of a sudden Lee posted a quick video with a train running. So apparently the warning shots over his head got to him. Let me see. I want to make sure I didn't skip anybody. So that was Lee, right? Pete Clark. Always great to have you here. Boulder Creek Yard, because I still don't know your first name, and eventually I'll get it. Let me see. Is that Andy Ambrose is here? Guten Tag. Just say Guten Tag, then you ain't got to worry about what time of the day it is. And did I skip anybody? Damien Law is here. Okay, so I did skip Damien. Sorry about that, but got you now, Damien. Good to have you. So hope you are all doing well. Several people that I follow have had rough last couple of weeks. Family members passing away, illnesses in the family, personal crises, cars stolen. So many people have had so many things going. If you're in the UK, of course, I won't be political, but if you didn't catch the news, everybody in the UK, I think, knows the news. But Prince Philip died early this morning or late last night, however it works on our clock and your clock. He was 99. You know, the guy made it till 99. Greek German husband of Queen Elizabeth, and you know, I won't get into how we feel about royal families one way or the other. Just hey, he's passed away, and to the country of England, to many people, this is a big deal. I personally, celebrity deaths are sad in some degrees. Um, but usually, to me, the death of a friend, family, somebody else is much more important than the death of celebrity. And you know, that's probably cold coming right now. But anyhow, so that's in the news today. That's a big deal. And so I don't know how many UK fans. Hey, Jackie, how are you? Simon, how are you? Do I see Container Man has come in? Nobody has to say thank you. If I donate, I donate. And I would rather donate under the table, under the radar. The donation is to help the person, not draw attention. And it was the least I could do, and it really was the least I could do. But she who is the banker, really, if I start dropping 20 to somebody here and 20 to somebody there, she's like, whoa, 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 Mr. Gonna retire soon. But anyhow, let's get united, sir. There it is. Everybody in here gets knighted. Welcome in. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. I now declare you knight of the rhomboid table. We're all knights of the rhomboid table here. I'll get to the trains running in a bit. I did buy hey, there's Chris. We can't have a true show without my beloved Scotsman, well, Englishman living in Scotland, Chris here. We got to have Chris here. If Chris isn't here, it's just not the same. Hey, Luma. Ave. I'll say Ave Luma. Hey, John from Mystic Southern Railways here. Awesome. Nice to have you guys. Nice to have you guys all here. As I was saying, I did buy a locomotive, and but my shop was closed they took the holiday off. They took Easter off. And Kieran is here. Hi, Kieran. Nice to have you too. No, Steve. You call it what you want on your channel. On me, it's called Knighted. You get your Knight of the Realm sword, which just happens to look like a spanner or a wrench. Personally, I don't want to be wrenched. That's usually painful. So I was hoping that when I bought it, I'd have it to show this weekend. Not doing it, but I do have a special today. I didn't even get a chance to run through my cameras. I ran through everything this morning, but I usually, because I've had the week off. The big news this week for me, anybody who watches me on Facebook, the last 2 weeks we have done a lot of major repair work. We have this giant pine tree in our front yard, 50, 60 feet tall, easily a 5.5 foot diameter stump, massive, fat pine tree, and it had died, and it was just shedding needles year in and year out, killing the grass, killing the yard, did all kinds of things to try to beautify it, and we finally found somebody that chopped it down for us and dug out the stump for us, ground the stump down below ground level. But then I had to dig out a lot of the main roots, and we also had a big rock garden around it to hide the dead grass area. So we had all that going on. And that's been a lot of work, because we had, when we bought this house, there were 3 rock gardens, and I hate rock gardens. But over the course of years, we have moved them around the yard. Like, we put a pool in the backyard for several years, and so we just put rocks around the pool. And we just kept moving these rocks from place to place. And Joyce and I, by ourselves, hands, 5-gallon buckets, and a dumpster, we moved three tons, 6,000, easily 6,000, maybe 6,500 pounds of rock, just garden rocks, bucket dump. And we spent several days doing that, just Joyce and me, because our kids all work, and we only have one who lives at home, and she works at the time we'd be doing this. And so Joyce and I just dumping rock after rock after rock, and finally 2 dumpsters gone, and then we bought new soil, filled in all the holes, and tamped it down, and planted new grass seed. And then we've had a disaster we've been avoiding for years behind our garage, and we finally did that this week. And when I say we, I mean me. Joyce is like, we really need to do something about the garage. I'm like, yeah, we do, but meh. And so I built a new retaining wall back there where we have the rest of the rocks, because we got tons of rocks. Hate it. I could go into a rock business. But yeah, today is a special day, because in the show that some of you have been following and like to watch, the Matt Clark bit, the Black Mamba arrives today. And in honor of the Black Mamba arriving today, I want to make sure all my cameras are up and working. I did not do that, but we're looking good. In honor of the Black Mamba arriving today, the long-awaited storyline is finally going to start reaching. I think after today's scene, I could end it in 3. It might go 4. But it is coming to an end. The plot has been laid. I've dragged it out with bad jokes and scenes, but it is coming to an end. So why don't we get some trains running and you guys can check them out. But I am running steam all over. I even got my Christmas steam train out. It's doing a very, very non-proper consist, but I don't care. It's my layout. I'll do what I want. But I am running 3 steamers today. So we got steamers everywhere. Let me see if I can catch it going. I've got, well, probably have to watch the, let's do up the ramp. We'll follow one around. And this guy coming up, I've got 2 of them coming up the ramp. If I can get to up the ramp, there it is, up the ramp. So we got 2 of them coming up. David Cook is here. Tim Wells is here. Nice to have Tim Wells here. Now I have to watch here for a second because the one guy on the outer lane here, here's where he's been giving me fits. But I think it's looking good. All right, there we go. All right, he looks like he's running well now. Nice close-up of my steamers. Luma, I was going to hell long before then. Hey, Ewan is here. Howdy, Ewan. Glad to have you here. Did I miss anybody else? I think I caught David Cook. And Mark Donegal Dad is here, and I mentioned Tim Wells. Kieran is all here. Whoops. I probably should have gone to... Okay, that's... I gotta figure out which one... Here we go. Alright, there, that gets us some views, but I'm feeling a little better now. I was in a mad dash. I had some time, when I had some time this week, I've been trying to work with my state to start talking about, because they want you to deal with your retirement a year before you retire, and I'm retiring in 13 months, so that's about a year. Yes, I saw you, Chris. I saw you. You didn't hear me praising you? I said I couldn't have a show without you. You're my favorite Englishman living in Scotland. Let me see. Did I put everybody's headlights on? I think so. Everybody should have the lights on. So we're doing well. We're doing well. But hello, Ahmet. Oi, oi. Dzień dobry, dobry dzień. Yeah, that's a better. So, yeah, it was a lot of yard work early, and just tons. And, you know, and people like Peter were talking to me online and saying, I should say Pete, I keep saying Peter today, sorry about that, Pete. Hey, Stuart from St. Mary's, welcome in. Nice to have you here, sir. But those of you who don't know, last year I severely injured my back twice. December of 2019, I nailed my back and then I re-aggravated it big time bad. I was in therapy for 5 months. And so anytime I start doing anything, I'm paranoid I'm going to hurt my back. The minute my back's a little stiff, I'm like, oh God, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and the sciatic nerve is gone and blah, blah, blah. But I've actually recovered very well. The back is handling it. The shoulders are handling it because I've had 2 shoulder surgeries in the last 5 years, 6 years. And the weight loss, I did hit a new low last week. I went down to 225 even. Now today I was at 225.8. But that means I am now 60 pounds down from my fattest of November 2019, right before I injured my back. But getting out, working in the yard. And Ambrose, what don't you know? But yeah, it's been going. Now, Kieran, the episode I really need your help with is a week from today. That's where I really need the stuff. The Black Mamba arrives today, but the stuff I need the information from you is in next week's episode. So I'll give you your real credit then for helping me out. But yeah, it's just been a lot of hard work, and now vacation's over. Now it's just for me a regular weekend, then I go back to work. But yeah, we got just the one. Well, nope, he's just somewhat blinking. Got all 7 cameras going here. Oh, okay. Eh, what can I say? A bit of a dawdle in the head here at times. There we go. Well, Container Man, the thing about losing weight is anybody can if you're willing to do it. The thing is, while I was getting checked up for my back injury, the doctor said, we've been tracking your blood pressure and everything for 3 months. He says, you're going to have a massive heart attack very soon. He says, you can change now or die. And that was a big motivation for me. I have a very strong, healthy fear of death. And at the time, I didn't even know I was going to be a grandfather. So in January of 2020, when my doctor said, you are going to die very soon if you don't change, and I'm drinking a pop while I say that. And so for me, it was real easy. Okay. And I didn't change diets. I didn't go on a special diet. I just stopped eating as much as I ate. You know, I used to go to burger joints and get 2 double cheeseburgers. Now I get 1 double cheeseburger. I don't eat French fries. I share fries with Joyce or something. And just not eating all the junk food and cake, and definitely eat less candy. I eat candy, well, chocolate, just a lot less of it. But it takes a doctor staring you in the face going, you're going to die. But, is that this guy? Nope, that's this guy. Not he works. Alright, you're fine, I shouldn't have messed with you. This is you here. Okay, leave it alone, Anthony, leave it alone. But, let's see. If anybody doesn't know my train table, this is my train table. It is a I hate this mirrored image. I'm pointing the total opposite way according to this table. I have a 8-foot by 11.5-foot table on this side. I have a 8-foot by 12.5-foot table on that side, and then 30 inches deep by 6 foot wide in the middle. So the long run across the back is 22 feet, if my math is right, 8, and 6 in the middle. So about 22 feet. What you can't see on that side is a fiddle yard where I have 5 parking lanes. And then you kind of see how the trains go around. So we'll do that right now. We'll start with up the ramp if I can get to it quick enough, up the ramp. So this is the camera I call up the ramp. This is in the back left-hand corner if you were looking at that map, and we'll watch this Christmas train go around, pulling Era 6 cars. And that goes into my Delmenhorst station. And then we have the big view from up above, the village view I call it, because you can see my village. And then as this guy comes around the corner here, you'll see him with my little 4K cam here. That leads to the 11th lane view. And then as he's going past, there's that view. And it ends with the long view here as guys are going around. Let me go back. I want to fix something here. This looks like it's from the 60s Batman show. I shouldn't have messed with it earlier. It's got that crazy tilt to it. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. I don't know. Maybe that's a different view. But, and then I have various multicam views. Hey, Carl, I thought the answer to everything in the universe was 42. Jim from Hover Motion is here. Howdy, Jim. How are you, sir? Nice to have you here. So yeah, celebrating that my steam locomotive is reappearing. The Black Mamba is reappearing in the Matt Clark episode. I'm running all 3 of my steamers, including the Christmas steamer. 2 of them are my Rheingold's 1929, 1930 era trains that ran from the Netherlands along the Rhine River down to Switzerland, Basel in Switzerland, called the Rheingolds. And then I got the Christmas steamer out, and it's pulling. It is totally improper, but that was the one we were following around with. It's pulling modern era, current era German high-speed IC cars. So those little white cars with red stripes. In Germany, all high-speed trains are white with a red stripe. And only Deutsche Bahn, the German federal company, government-owned company, runs the high-speed trains, but it also controls all traffic. Did I see Brian from Angel Shares here? Nice to have you. So in celebration of that steamer arriving back into the plot today, and we'll obviously all the scenes from now on, they are Märklin, Andy, Märklin. I have the vast majority of my trains, Andy, are Märklin. And then am I running any non-Märklin today? No. All my trains I'm running today are Märklin. All my trains today are Märklin. I have a Pico Czech Railjet, a Pico Alex passenger train, the company Alex, and then I have a Rocco Austrian Railjet, which isn't running right now. All right, take care, Container Man. Thanks for stopping by. Get better soon. And so yeah, everything I'm running today is by Märklin, including currently my two oldest trains since my, no, they're my oldest period. The little red double-decker here, my red Regiobahn, that is my oldest existing train. It was the second train I ever bought. So it's now the oldest one I own because the original ICE 3 that I bought, I traded away to Canada. So I made a huge killing based on the exchange rate. And so the little diesel guy, I don't know what's the best camera to show him. Yeah, that little diesel guy going through there, that blue and yellow, he's my second oldest one. I got him about a month and a half after I got the red Regiobahn. I got the red Regiobahn in February of 2016. And I got the blue diesel guy, Nordwestbahn is the company. I got him in April of 2016. That's probably a lot more information than you ever wanted to know. But yeah, any questions about my stuff? Because unless it's Märklin, I really don't know. Now, my new locomotive I bought that I should have by next week's show is from an Austrian company called Jägendorfer, the Jägendorfer Collection. They are supposedly very, very high quality stuff. So I'm going to find out. But it's a Jägendorfer, and it's designed for the Märklin system because I do everything Märklin. If it's not Märklin, it's designed to work with Märklin. No, Paul, no news. Waiting on parts. Had to order some parts, so we're waiting on parts. So it shall beeth a while. Yeah, I think I will have to report that one. So anyhow, yeah, so Steamer Palooza today, even if, as Luma points out, pure rivet counter Märklin people would be very, very offended that my one little steamer is pulling those cars there. I probably should have gone for the 11 lane. Nope, he's out of view. He'll come around on the other side. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? There. One of there. Yeah, heading up the hill right now. What about my Hornby's Beetle one? Yeah. I'm waiting to get my ICEs back. I finally, I used my stimulus money to pay for, I wound up, I had to get the ICE3 fixed. It's going to be a chip replacement. But I decided now was the time to go ahead. I had the money, and I shipped out my other 2 ICEs to get those done. But I want those done, and I want to see what the final bill is going to be on all my ICEs being upgraded before I then send out the Hornby to get that converted to, I'll get that converted to AC, because I have a hunch converting a UK 00 scale model train to 3-rail might be a little trickier than normal. Yeah, I think, Jackie, I think the steamers are really sharp-looking trains. Again, just to start a war, I am not a huge steam train fan. I think the engineering is gorgeous, but I like the modern passenger stuff. I am a huge geek when it comes to the modern German trains, the modern era, although Austrian and Czech also get my attention. Is that this? No, that's this guy blinking. This is this camera right here, the one below me. That is the same one that I'm looking at. And it's just, I think it was a dud. Because there's more issues than just the fact that it's blinking. Because sometimes that can be caused by having the same camera mounted. But these are on separate ports. That shouldn't be an issue for the computer. The computer reads them separately. When I use it off of OBS, it seems to be fine. With the same problems, though. It's got a weird angle to it. I just think it was a lemon off the production line. Because I actually like these Nexigo webcams. But this particular one, it's weird. I'm putting my arm over here to mess with the camera below me. But that one, that camera, I think was just a dud out of the box. Nope, no big boy. No, Luma. No big boy. That's a double bad one because, hey, it's an American and it's a steamer. And Märklin makes a really good version of the big boy. But, nope, it's American and it's a steamer. The only reason I've got these steamers is they're German. Until you marry him, Andy, apparently. I mean, again, it's the same old story. It's a boring story, but I am into trains strictly because of traveling to Germany beginning in 2003 and traveling by train everywhere. The first couple of years we went to Germany, it was weird getting used to traveling by train. And then after that, that's all we wanted to do was travel by train. I have never rented a car. I've only driven a car in Germany twice. I've never rented a car. We go everywhere by train and then the local buses and trams and subways. Hey, Randall, how are you? No, the problem is, it may sound like it would be cheaper, but I want everything to be integrated, Ed. It's a little more expensive. It'd just be nicer if companies made for example, if Hornby made 3-rail versions of their trains. But nobody in the UK who does 00 does 3-rail. 00 is DC. So, and that would limit it. That I would have that one DC track, and it would have to be wired separately into my control system, which is not a big deal. And then they could only run on that loop. And it would take away a loop. And with these trains, when they're 3-rail, I can run them on the inner circuit, outer circuit, lane 1, lane 3, move them in and out. And there are going to be changes on this arrangement someday. So it's yeah, it's I don't mind paying to convert because 95% of the trains I buy are three rail to begin with. But I bought a couple where I wanted that train and it only came in two rail versions, and by golly, I went for it. Again, if I want to run the Eurostar, the Beatles Eurostar, I can set up a DC loop down here and run it in 5 minutes. I'll eventually, I'm a procrastinator, but I'll ship it off. Once I get my ICs back, that guy goes. And so far, yeah, yes, Jim, ESU now makes them. Now you still have to add that ski. There's a little adapter you have to do with the ESU locos, but they've now made them. Brava was doing that with their cars. Brava started doing that with their cars where they could be AC or DC. And then they switched back and now they make AC and DC because they had a lot of problems with their two-way cars. So we'll see if ESU, let's look 2 years down the road and see if they still work. Because it's a nice thing to start with. But I have not bought an ESU loco. I'm tempted on one, but ESU is a little pricey when I can get the same things from Miraklin for cheaper. Damien, it might be, that could be doable. It would probably be a little bit more than my skills at this stage could handle, but it's probably an idea. Just rip out the motor. And you still have to, the thing to go with the three rail, you still have to add the three rail contact, the third rail contact. Doesn't matter whether the wheels are isolated or not once you go three rail, but you got to add that ski, as we call it, for the third rail. The ski's already fitted on it. Interesting. I wonder how they work that. I'll have to look that up and see how ESU. I don't even look at ESU locomotives, even though they're German trains, German market, simply because I can always find an equivalent locomotive that does the same thing the ESU loco does for cheaper. And ESU has not made locos that I've been after. Now, if ESU starts making certain locomotives that I'm going to be looking at down the road, like if they finally make an ICE 3 or something like that, I'll start looking at ESU. So, did anybody else come in? Okay, well, I've been babbling and running trains here, so it's about that time. Haha, stop, right there. Let you guys get a peek at that BR-18 for a bit. Okay, anyhow, well, I'm going to go ahead and get going. The cleaning car apparently worked really well, Pete. I spent two and a half hours last night running the cleaners all along, including the new middle rail. Trains seemed to be running a little less blinking, so that worked out well. Did I see Alan's here? Hi, Alan from Dragon Junction. Nice to have you, sir. Okay, so between Jim and Damien, you guys are saying the same thing, which is kind of what I figured is how it worked. They probably had a reverse switch or a power change switch, and then the ski either comes on or off, depending on how you want to use it. But that's cool. All right, anyhow, we're going to get into the next episode. This was a wild episode to film because everybody's in it, all the voices, and then Joyce and I spent an hour or so doing all the voices, and then we went upstairs and realized the mic was off for some reason. Oops. And then we were tired and came down and redid all the voices. Let's see. Yeah. In the previous episode, you've seen the last of the plots have been laid. If you've been following the story, there's been a build-up, the plot. Believe it or not, this is not just I make up a random new story. This was plotted out a while ago. I have added to it, but the main plot has always been there. And there's always things that are happening in the next couple of scenes that were predicted, foreshadowed, if I use my English degree, foreshadowed in even scenes 2 and 3. So the new episode is ready to go. It starts a little quiet because for some reason the volume came out low at the beginning. The music starts out the normal loud, and then it goes real quiet for the first bits of conversation. But if you have a favorite character, they're in this scene because every main character is in this scene. So with no further ado, let's go to episode 13 of Matt Clark, Railroad Detective. I understand, Dan. It's going to get hairy. And I don't mean like Sheriff Dannon's back. Trust me, that's something you never want to see. You need to watch your back. I understand, Matt. But it's going to be hard because I do have to watch my work up here. You know, you're asking a lot. I know, Diesel Dan. But I have to keep them separated until I know exactly what they are up to. Now, I trust you, Matt, and I will do my best. Well, here's my guest. I should show him around, you know. Hello, sir. And hello, Mr. Clark. Well, hello, Mr. D. Looking forward to riding the Black Mamba, I see? Yeah. I want to thank you again for showing me around this train and for letting me ride up front here. No problem. The Black Mamba is something you never believe it until you see it. Yes, you do hear rumors, but until you actually see one, you would think it was all an exaggeration. And it's an honor to be allowed to drive it. Some look down and even mock us train drivers, but I love it. Well, mate, ridicule is nothing to be scared of. Okay, I need to get on the train myself. Take care. And watch yourself, Dan. I will, Matt. You be careful, too. What was that all about, Don? Oh, nothing. Well, we need to get on board so I can take over for Ivor. And who is this Ivor? Oh, he's an engine driver, too. He drove the Mamba from Amarillo. Hello, Diesel Dan. How are you? Hello, Ivor. I'm good. How are you? Well, after pushing the Mamba all night, I need a cigarette and some sleep. She wears you out, does she? Yes, it absolutely drains me. Well, I should be going, Dan. Is Willie still up in the box? Yippers. Now see you later, Dan. All right. You better take care. We better get on up. It's going to be a busy day. Indeed it is. And all I wanted was a place in the country. What's that? Nothing, mate. It was nothing. Matt, there you are. Hello, Sheriff. Can I help you? Yes, Matt. Did you say you want me in the cabin seats in front of the latrine car? That's right, Sheriff. Just keep an eye on the comings and goings of the passengers. Just keep an eye out for the suspicious looking. Billy is not going to be too obvious. So, you don't want me with anyone in the secure car where the safe and the miner's bags will be? Nope. I need you right here watching, folks. But isn't the latrine car where you caught Bobby last time? All right, Sheriff. We all know that now. I took my chance when I had it. But Bobby is not likely to go near the latrine car again because of that. So you just keep an eye out. Besides, you know these missions seem to cause you the need to go to the latrine car a lot more than usual. So let me get this straight. I'm not in the secure car, and you just want me here near the latrine car. That's right. Oh, bless you, Matt. I will do my best, Matt. Just make sure you have plenty of matches on you, Sheriff. Indeed, Matt. Speaking of which, you'll need to excuse me. Your Honor, what are you doing on this train? You're not supposed to be here. Well, hello, Matt. I'm off to Paradise City on my honeymoon. I got married last night. You what? Now, Matt, I'm getting old.
Oh, you aren't that old, darling. At least you sure don't act it.
Daisy, sweetie. Now, anyhow, you see, when we talked the other night, I mentioned children and grandchildren and having some little bitches around, and it got me seriously thinking. And as I'd already been seeing Miss Daisy here for a while, I broached the topic, and she was willing. Boy, was she willing. Mayor and able. You crazy bitch. Don't you think this is a bit rushed?
Well, he is a bit of a spoil sport, isn't he, Silas?
Matt, no bitch ever rushed into anything. I know full well what I'm doing.
Oh, you most definitely know what you're doing, sugar.
But, Your Honor, today, the Black Mamba? Have you forgotten? Perhaps I did, but it makes no difference anyhow. You have it all in hand, don't you? I will be in here, locked doors and drawn curtains. Right, darling?
Oh, indeed, sir. I have been looking forward to ride on the Black Mamba with you.
Honey, we're man and wife. You do not have to call me sir.
Oh, I thought you still wanted to play, sweetie.
But, Your Honor, this is not... Now, Matt, I am the mayor, and she is the lady mayor. And we have some mayoral duties to attend to, if you don't mind. Honor, this is not... Now, Matt, I hate to be rude, but affairs in my office. So that's what she was up to. I'm just going to have to figure this all out now. Why, Miss Miguel, how nice to see you this morning. I am sorry I missed your show last night. I hear it was wonderful.
Hello, Madame Light.
Please, Lil, call me Donna. It's just Donna Law.
Wait, did you call me Lil?
It is your name, isn't it?
Yes, but only you and Smokey have ever called me it.
Well, from my rather limited view, this is not the brightest group of townspeople I have ever encountered.
That's what Smokey says. Speaking of which, I expected to see him here.
Yes, the little nipper does seem rather omnipresent, doesn't he? But I have not seen him either today.
So what are you and your girls doing here this early? I thought you would be sleeping in.
Oh yes, you see, the girls were quite excited at the prospect of actually seeing the Black Mamba again.
Mr. Clark asked for Cog to be on the train today, and some girls need to head into Paradise for their, checkups, shall we say.
Oh, and is Matt okay with this?
Well, I made it conditional on Cog coming along. By the way, aren't you here to see Mr. Clark?
No, and I would prefer he actually not see me here this morning.
Oh dear, trouble in Paradise, Lil?
There will be if I don't get there by 2 p.m. today. I have a job offer for a big showroom, but Matt doesn't want me riding the Black Mamba today.
Any particular reason?
Well, I really can't talk about it, but I have to get on this train today, and I can't let Matt see me until it's too late.
I see. Well, I tell you what, Lil. Why don't you duck in with the women in our troop? We'll blend you in and you can sit in our private cabin. As Cog will be elsewhere, there will be space for you here.
You would do that? Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, but of course, dear, no problem. Well, I got word off to Bobby. These must be Matt's backup players. And they must be the two who will be in the secure car with the safe. And I just got the signal that Matt's dame is on board. So that one is planned too. Well, I guess I better get on board and get ready for my job. This is going to be one hell of a ride. I hope Uncle Bill and Bobby are still good to go. And there you go, episode 13. Oops, sorry about that. Hit the wrong button. For some reason, Tim, I read that as Daisy. No, it would be funnier if Daisy were a man in drag. And that was considered, but I decided no. The mayor's a little too clever for that. So, no, Donna is not a man in drag. Miss Donna Lott, I bet you have, is a woman. So, again, the last two scenes have been very strong setups, and then the action, I know I keep talking about action, but it starts in the next episode and gets crazy over the next 3 episodes, and then I still don't know if it'll be 4 more episodes after today. I can end it in 3, but I'll probably go 4. But the action's going to get crazy. Well, it starts next episode, which I finished writing the other day, and then had Kieran give me some information so I could rewrite a part. And but that was that. But yes, the Dan D character, except for his very short lines where he asks a question that contributes to the plot, everything he says has an Adam Ant or Adam and the Ants song reference. No, I'm the agony of painting. I can't paint. Interior wall painting, I'm awesome at. I could hire myself out. But no, I can't even draw stick figures well. Everybody in my family, my mom, my dad, my 3 sisters, my brother, they could all draw. Joyce can draw. My 2 daughters, I think even my son can draw. I'm the outsider. I cannot draw. I have no visual acumen talents. I cannot paint. I cannot draw. I cannot paint a painting or anything like that. Well, Ed, the funny thing is I'm enjoying this. Now, I have had 2 major bouts of writer's block because even though I knew where the plot was going, where I know exactly what's going to happen at the end, and I knew where things were going to go, I intentionally write. People don't realize, as stupid as these are to some people, I sit down and at the very beginning of this, I create potentials. I could turn this, I set up scenes where this character could be good down the road if I decide to make them good or make them bad. For example, I'll give you a spoiler alert. It's not really a spoiler. When I first created the Adam Ant character, now the first time you see him, he blows a dude away in the head. He shoots Jimmy Crack Corn. But we were still leaving it enough that even though he was, quote, a villain, that he could come out a good guy in the end. So I left plot holes for that to happen. Although I pretty much decided, no, he's going to be a bad guy. There will be a shootout, at least one shootout, maybe more than one. And I will tell you what, this is one of the big debates because I know how I want it to end, but again, I'm debating how many die. Does a certain character get killed or do they get arrested? Does a certain character get blown away? I mean, for being a lot of, this is like an old radio drama without all the added sound effects, although I try to add a few, which is really a big influence on me. I used to listen to CBS radio at night when I was a kid and listen to the old radio dramas, and then I worked in radio in college. So many of you are in the same boat, can't draw. Yeah, my students love it in my classroom when I go to draw things on the board and say, okay, picture this. That's why I love our new technology in the classroom. I don't need to draw. I pull up a picture and it pops up on the screen. Oh, yeah. I could talk forever about the creation of these characters. Donna Lott, the Cat House Madam, still has she's not going to be bad, but there was potential she was going to wind up being a villain. That's not the case, but there are still 3 potential plot twists with her that I could still pull off because I planted the seeds. So that anything I do in this show, anything I do would not be oh, he just did that. Everything I do, and if you think it's a surprise, go back to a couple of episodes and go, oh, I didn't know he set that up. There's no surprises. I mean, like if you remember that M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Sixth Sense, with Bruce Willis, where the little boy sees dead people. I had a friend named Mark, and Mark watched the movie, and he's like, oh, I knew the guy was dead all along. It was obvious. And I was going, well, about halfway through the movie, I started to wonder. But yes, if after the movie you go back and look, well, oh yeah, he always had the same shirt, same slacks, same jacket. He always had the same clothes on. The kid's freaked out every time he sees them. And the kid freaks out. There were definitely clues there. But if you're just the typical person watching a movie, you're oblivious to those little clues. You're not looking for that. And when I'm writing this stuff, there's no sudden surprise. Every little bit has been set up so that if I decide to make a character go bad, oh, no, there was a scene back here where you should have caught. Well, hello. Toby is here. Hi, Toby. But I'm bummed. Andy's got a lot of them. Yeah, Randall, we thought of making him a anti-hero. I'll let you in on a secret here. Again, not a spoiler. Maybe I'm ruining somebody's hope in the plot. Joyce and I talked a lot about it. Dan D would be a good guy at the end, that he would convert, that he would change sides, or that he was Joyce had even suggested that he was an undercover cop helping Matt all the way, and I said, no, he blew away Jimmy Crack Corn in cold blood. He can't be an undercover cop who did that. I mean, technically we could have anyhow, but yeah, we talked about it. In fact, we had a plot line. We had a plot line considered where Dan D ran off with Lil. At the end of the story, Dan D would run off with Lil. And that would cover the Beatles song. Her name was McGill, and she called herself Lil, but everyone knew her as Nancy. Now she and her man, who called himself Dan, and it would have made perfect sense. Nancy and Dan running off at the end. Like, she just got sick of Matt and everybody calling her Nancy and ran off with Dan, and it would fulfill that song. Let's see. Hit the like button, only 10 so far. 25-10. Joyce likes to see the likes hit 30, but I figured we might have a smaller crowd today because a lot of guys in the UK would be sort of off on other things, and I'm not aimed at the American crowd so much. That's the weird timing here. If I went earlier in the day, which I can't do, if I went earlier in the day, I could get all the Germans and American people that sometimes do come in, but nowadays it's just too late, and they want to see me building layout and showing off how to do all the fancy American stuff. They don't want to just chat and run trains. The Germans, the Dutch guys, they want to see the thing being done and built, and they want me to do demos with it. I'm here to talk. I'm here to talk, and you guys can watch my trains. And you guys feel free to request a camera, like, hey, can you put that camera on? I even got a camera. I can stop a train and give you close-ups of it. Feel free to ask. Oh, it was heavily considered. It was heavily considered, but maybe it's because Joyce and I have been together for 37 years. I have a thing about keeping couples together. So I wasn't going to break up Matt and Lil that way. Of course, I need Joyce down here. You know, because it's just been interesting building this, but I was fighting through two major roadblocks. Just life had gotten hectic at work, and I just could not. I have to be in a certain frame of mind to sit down and do creative writing. And Smokey has been. The funny thing is, of all the characters in here, Smokey was the character I had the most fleshed out from. I already knew Smokey was there before I wrote scene 1. I had all the characters. I could almost show you the script. I don't know if I could get this there or not. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Well, let's do it this way then. Do it again, bow. Be with me in a second. I want to open this up if I can. There it is. No, that's the lyrics to that song. Let me see. I'm trying to add something on the screen real quick, so I gotta see if I can do this. Bear with me. Add. I think it's Windows Capture. All right, I'm just going to show you. I typed this 4 months ago now, however long I've been doing this, close to 4 months, 3.5 months ago. This is what I typed up. And what you'll see here, is the creation of the character names and then suggestions for voices as well as names of places. So let me remove that now. So when I sit down and start writing, I already have an idea of where I'm going, what I'm going to do. I flesh out the characters, and then I build the plot. Hello, Richard from New Junction. How are you, sir? So yeah, every character... Now, you gotta understand, I was not professionally trained as a voice actor. I've done it all my life, but it's interesting when I listen to professional voice actors, cartoon guys, when they talk about it, it's amazing how similar the thought process is. When I create a voice, I start with, like you saw the one said, the Clint Eastwood voice from High Plains Drifter. So that's a starting point, and then I modify it till I get the voice the way I want it to be. So it's not Clint Eastwood. I don't want it to just be Clint Eastwood, but I start there and then modify it. Actually, I wound up changing that. See, I never changed it there. I changed it in my notes. Matt Clark starts with Elvis. The Matt Clark character starts as an Elvis voice. Well, thank you very much. You know, my name's Elvis Presley, Tupelo, Mississippi. Matt Clark starts there, but I don't want him sounding like Elvis. So then I stretch his voice out a bit. Now, Lil, you need to listen to me. I don't want you on that train. But it started with Elvis, and then I move it from there. And then you just make a mental note of, how do you explain move it from there? You move it like Elvis is more in the back of the throat, and I move it forward, where I aspirate as I speak. Now, Mayor Sumbish starts as Foghorn Leghorn. But again, I don't want it to be Foghorn Leghorn, but he starts there. Now, look here, boy. Silly boy, I keep a pitching him, he keeps ducking him. Now, I started there, and then I put a little bit of a Kentucky accent in it, and then the mayor talks like this. Now, I'm a Sumbish, my daddy was a Sumbish, and my great-granddaddy was a great Sumbish. And then, if you saw next to Smokey, it said, Boy from Miracle on 34th Street. There is a scene in the classic 1947 John Payne, Frank Capra, Miracle on 34th Street, the only good version of Miracle on 34th Street, where the lawyer that's at the hearing trying to have Kris Kringle declared insane, his son gets called up. And they swear the boy in. Gosh, everybody knows you shouldn't tell a lie. And do you see Santa Claus? There he is, over there. And I listen to that. I start to do that voice and then mimic, and raise it a couple of octaves, and you get Smokey. Well, welcome, Anissa Johnson. It's got some nice parts to it. It's big. That's the thing. I'm an American. It's all about size. Doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be big, like Texas. Oh, sorry, my Texas people here. Oh, we have to knight Anissa. Anissa has to get her. I now declare you a knight at the rhomboid table. But that's me. What I lack in quality, I make up for in size. Well, at least in model trains. And Dan D is the hardest voice of all to do. Not because English accents are hard to do. As long as you don't fall into stereotypes, English accents are any accent. It's like trying to do a New Yorker's accent. But the thing is, Dan D was meant to be a mixture of about 3 different voices. But he starts with Ringo. He starts with that Liverpudlian dingle accent that Ringo has. Liverpool can be a lonely place on a Saturday, and it's only Tuesday. You know, you going from that Ringo voice, but then I didn't want it to be Liverpudlian, and I didn't want it to be Ringo, so I tried to mix in a couple of, like, sort of Southwest, I forget some of the various, but throw a couple of those in there, and definitely avoid Cockney, the stereotype Cockney. And tried to throw in a little bit of a Scottish twang to it, and the problem is that it was too much. So Dan D's accent, it's just, if I get tired, he falls more into a Ringo. If I'm not careful, he starts going more Scottish, Lowland Scottish. And Diesel Dan is almost my normal voice, but with a little bit higher pitch and a little bit of a twang from the Wyoming, Utah area, a little bit of that. Smokey, we're going to have a talk with you. A little bit of that Western accent, but just a little bit higher pitched. But so Diesel Dan's the easiest one for me to get into because it's basically my voice half an octave higher with a little bit of a North Plains American English dialect. Hey, Peter, how are you? Ahoy! So yes, I'm running a bunch of steam trains today, my Rheingold's and my One Christmas steamer. I was running the steamers today to celebrate the return of the Black Mamba into my cartoon show today. Yeah, and we've talked about that over a couple of live streams here. The crap he took from the people in the UK for his horrible accent because it was such a bad stereotype one. Let's catch this guy coming around. Here we go. That Rheingold. 1929 Rheingold. Actually, wow, all 3 steamers passed here. That was good timing. Almost like I had it planned. But, yes, Anissa, I have a cartoon series that I've been running for 3 months now called Matt Clark, Railroad Detective. It's a parody based on an old late 1950s, early 1960s American serial. and it's childish adult humor. Childish adult humor. There's also highbrow and lowbrow humor in it. Because after I show an episode and we go off air, Joyce will always ask, she'll go to the highbrow jokes and says, I wonder who got that. Did anybody get that joke? And I wait to see. Hey, Ray is here. Ray Central, man, I hope you're feeling a little bit better. You haven't been feeling well the last couple of times I've seen you online. I hope you're feeling better, man. But I have created so many characters. I have created so many character voices, and unless I make a note, it's hard to keep them straight. And if I get tired, then I start losing it. Like, I really felt I didn't have my best Matt voice in this episode. And I didn't have my best Sheriff. Now, Sheriff is Yosemite Sam, if you didn't figure that one out. Don't sneeze now, you dragon. You'll blow us all to smithereens. And then I just take him down a little bit and put a little bit of a Texas twang in it. And then he's the sheriff. Well, Matt. We're getting some other people here. Did I see Cousin Vinny's here? Hello, Cousin Vinny. I was named after a guy who had a cousin Vinny. They're both in prison. Yeah, you can go. You know, I do have people who pop in the middle of an, and it's funny. I'll have people pop in and while the cartoon's playing, and they're like, "What the hell's going on here? I thought this was a train channel," and they leave. And after about the 10th one, I finally popped up an intro video, like, before you come to my channel, know what you're getting into. I do run model trains, but my live streams, I don't do my other shows right now. My live streams are just you folks chat with me and each other, and I babble and run my trains and show my cartoons. But, you know, one thing I want to talk about is, and it has to avoid drifting into borderline political talk, is when I do these episodes, there are jokes in there. There are jokes in there, and I take shots at a little bit. There's no political humor in here. I'm not taking shots at political viewpoints. But, you know, there's a lot of sexual jokes, and people get offended at sexual jokes, and, well, I can't help it. Too bad. But if you pay attention, like, you know, somebody might go, oh, the humor in here is so misogynistic. It's typical men putting down women. If you pay attention, all the best characters, the smart characters, are women. Lil, Madame Lot, even Daisy being one of the villains, is not some dumb bimbo. She's playing the dumb bimbo to get the mayor, and now you know why. Between the last two episodes, you know why Daisy's been playing on the mayor, to get him on that train. But Lil, Madame Lot, very smart people. Now, a couple of people question using the term Nancy Boys, because Nancy Boys is an old UK, but even in America the term was around, slang for effeminate gay men. A Nancy boy. Oh, he's a Nancy boy. But there's been, the pun is on the wordplay. The joke is on the wordplay. There's no stereotype gay humor involved. The joke was just, they're Nancy's backup singers, and people call them Nancy's boys. And yeah, Joyce is my sounding board. Every joke goes to Joyce. If Joyce immediately bursts out laughing, the joke is in as is. If Joyce doesn't laugh, then the analysis begins. Didn't you think that was funny? Oh yeah, it was cute. Yeah, but you said it was cute. It wasn't funny. And she is, for example, I'll give you something Joyce disagreed with me. She did not like how I blew up the miners' general store. She didn't like that. She didn't like me killing San Juan. She didn't like me killing San Juan that way. All right. Have a great day, Ray. Throw a 750. So I've avoided any racial humor, derogatory humor. The humor is all bad puns and character being in the right place at the right time. Yeah, you'd have to ask her. You'd have to talk to Joyce when she comes down. Because she likes it. She thinks it's funny, okay? But when I first wrote it in, she was not tickled with that. I don't know, because I originally was thinking of having Bill shoot Sam. I was going to have Five Finger Bill shoot Sam, and then have to go back, and because Annie was eventually going to find out. But I already had the next joke set up. I mean, blown up. My favorite joke, and I just rewatched the whole series this week again. I rewatch them all the time to try to re-get my vibe, to write the next scenes, and to make sure I pick up some of the clues I was leaving for you guys and me. So I rewatched the whole series. One of my favorite jokes is from 2 scenes ago where Bobby the Kid and the gang get to the telegraph office, and they're like, and Annie finds out her brother has been blown up. Well, that's good to know, Ray. Yeah, that 199 was an aberration, wasn't it? And so, but one of my favorite jokes, and I'll even tell you a scene that didn't make it in, because it's one Joyce just, no, do not put that in. But one of my favorite jokes was when Annie finds out the shop blew up and her brother obviously was blown up with it. No, my brother, not my brother. Where's my brother? Where's my brother? Can you tell me where my brother is? And Bernie Chirps goes, well, based on the size of the explosion, he's probably in Kansas by now. Now, I found that hilarious. I don't know how many of you remember that scene and thought it was funny. I thought it was hilarious, that follow-up line. Based on the size of the explosion, he's probably somewhere in Kansas. And I was going to have a scene later on where Annie is talking about missing her brother and you hear a large thud. Oh, there's your brother now. Joyce deleted that scene. Joyce was like, no. But, whoops. But, Andy and some of you guys, as I'm reading what you're talking about there, it's true. We need to laugh. And we need to be able to laugh at ourselves. But at the same time, we also need to understand if when we're making fun of something where maybe we need to laugh, another person needs to laugh, the sadness in the world, the crying in the world, sometimes is from our humor. The joke we think is funny might be the joke that is making that other person cry. And so good humor doesn't hurt the other person. Good humor, we just laugh at everybody. And sometimes you can't explain that to people. You know, when you're a man and there's all this, oh, that was funny, that dumb bimbo, oh, the dumb blonde, the dumb blonde, the dumb blonde, until you meet and teach all these blonde girls that basically the humor and the jokes and the stereotypes tell them they're stupid and that they're meant to be stupid. And that everything they do when they do it wrong is thrown off as dumb blonde. Now, does that mean I don't laugh at an occasional dumb blonde joke? No, that would be a lie. But at the same time, when you create humor, you gotta think about the person you're making the joke about. And I'll give you this example. You know, because people start throwing, and this is where I said it could go political. The political correctness, the people who get upset at political correctness. Now, I had a friend, Mike, not the guy that listens in, an older friend, Mike, from years ago. And Mike is very conservative, okay? Mike is very conservative politically and socially. And he hates political correctness, and he hates sports teams changing their names, and he hates all this. You know, people are just so easily offended today. And he complains and complains and complains about political correctness. But if you make a joke about somebody being on a short bus, and I don't know if you guys understand that in the UK, short bus was a slang because in American public schools, kids with special needs, when I was a little kid, we called it retarded. Kids with mental disabilities, I'm a parent. People in here are parents of students with abilities. But if you made a short bus joke, he got pissed because he had kids that had special needs. So one minute he's screaming about political correctness, but on the flip side, the minute you make a joke that specifically touches him, it's not funny anymore. And that's where you got to watch it. When we whine about political correctness, well, maybe it doesn't bother you, but it bothers those people. Well, those people shouldn't be so touchy. Well, wait until it affects you. I'm bald. I have to deal with it. Does that mean I like all the bald jokes? No. I get a little tired of it. I hate watching shows where women talk about, oh, hair on a man's chest is so gross. I mean, when I was a kid, cherry Hest was a sign of man's virility and being a tough guy. Now, ooh, hair on a man's chest, gross. And then I go, I'm gross. And so, so when I do stuff like that, when I put in a character, you know, I'm not trying to tear down any type of people. My character is that, you know, Sheriff Buckham Dannon is funny because the situations he's in and the position he is in and how he personally handles it. He's not representing all police or all sheriffs or anybody else. He's not tearing anybody down. You know, Annie is almost a sad character because every time we watch an episode with Annie, somebody she knows gets killed. Oh, I make jokes about myself all the time. It's the polar, because I have a huge ego. I have a very big ego, which the only way I keep it in check is to do things where, like model trains. See, model trains keeps my ego in check because I can't be a know-it-all jerk when it comes to model trains. But if you followed me on YouTube and go to the history channels I watch and catch me commenting, I get into it with people, and then I'm not the nice guy I come across as here. I'm arguing with people over stuff. But that's in the end, that's what I'm about. I mean, my channel, Joyce pointed this out to me when I was feeling bad about a couple of things with my channel, and she's just like, honey, your channel started with comedy. Your first show, you created The Ghost of 2015. You were trying to be funny, and so yeah, humor was always going to be a part of this channel. Speaking of Joyce, I guess I said her name 3 times. She's appeared. Speaking of my history stuff, this is my Barschlacht. The Teutoburger Wald Museum shirt. Where Germanic tribes destroyed 3 Roman legions in 9 AD. Let's get you in your camera. Let's get you. Nope. That's me. That's you. Yeah. Play with yourself and adjust yourself, dear, while I'm getting you on camera. That's always good. Yeah. Okay, I think that does. There you are. Oh, wait. There you are. And there you are. I'll turn the steamy sounds off so it's less of a distraction for you.
Okay.
My lady is here.
Everybody hit the like button, right?
And for those of you who love Daisy, this is Daisy. She is both Lil and Daisy. They are both her.
I sure am.
Today was the announcement. They got to see the Mayor Sumbish and Daisy got married.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, what happens next is the next scene.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I gotta make sure I don't give spoilers away. And you don't give
no,
spoilers.
it is good because I really couldn't remember where we were going.
I have given away. Well, I mentioned that Dan D, that we had toyed with Dan D maybe becoming a good guy at the end, and I said he's not. We're not going to convert him.
Yeah.
I said those were some of the throwaway.
Hi, Chris. Oh, well, not relaxing. I thought of starting with that. We've been busy.
It's not a small crowd today.
Until we weren't.
All that yard work the first half of the week, the last couple of days,
last
nothing.
couple of days, it's like, no, nothing.
Always has to be doing something. Always has to be doing something. Gotta be busy.
I'm a lot happier if I get something
She
going.
wakes up in the morning, eats breakfast, and 5 minutes later, like, I'm bored. We gotta do something. What do we gotta do?
Say I'm bored. My eyes may say I'm bored, but my mouth does not.
Okay. Do you always use the words "I'm bored"? No. It starts off with this. What's the plan for today? What should we do? I feel like I've done nothing today. Honey, you've been awake for 10 minutes. I feel like I've accomplished nothing today.
Oh, shut up. Leave me alone. That's funny, Andy. So, what'd you guys think of this episode? Thank you for the compliment, Dragon, don't you?
Yeah, because you had to remember, this was the one we had to redo, and you had a lot of voices this time.
Yeah, I did. That's all right.
Not as much as you'll have in episode 14 and 15.
Well, I know. I'm becoming a bigger player as we go.
Well, all the female characters will be involved.
I know.
Plus, you got a couple of...
Player.
Yeah, there's new ladies to do.
Okay. That's kind of scary. Peter.
Oh, that was hard.
Good. I'm glad. Randall's finding another logo for you. I think you have enough.
Don't ask me. Ask these people. I don't know anything about Hornby. I bought one Hornby train, and it was Beatles.
Yeah.
And it was Beatles, and the only reason I got it is Beatles. As a collector of fine German trains, my overall opinion of Hornby and Bachmann is that they're not the same quality as my German trains. I'll leave it at that. I'll just say not the same.
Right, and he's not collecting diesel trains. Well, not any more freight trains. One was enough.
We got one freight train, and you know what? That one struggled pulling the cleaning cars around. It was my old 4412 that.
Really?
Yeah, the old Beastie Boy.
Gosh, I thought that one was
the passenger locomotive pulled the cars better than the freight train.
Poor Santa.
I was so depressed with my 187.
Santa's been relegated to driving ICEs on the off season.
ICs.
ICs on the off season.
Yeah. Hey, he's got elves to feed, and he's outside American jurisdiction, and the Eurozone, so he's not getting any financial help. So yeah, Santa is driving German ICs with his Christmas locomotive to make money.
D&D is likable, that's for sure.
He's funny.
Yeah, he's likable.
He's not going to be.
Okie dokie. That's fine. You can make him not likable.
Well, name a character in here outside of Bobby that's not likable. One of your favorite characters is Five Finger Bill.
Is this because he constantly gets exasperated?
One of your favorite.
I thought it was funny.
Well, you like his comeback in the next couple of scenes.
You killed.
You killed Jimmy Crack Corn. I don't care. But Jimmy cracked corn. I don't care. But he was part of Bobby's gang. That was Jimmy cracked corn. I don't care. The only not.
Oh, and Penn.
What?
Try hairspray. For Penn?
Oh, hairspray for Penn?
Yeah, hairspray works pretty well on getting rid of Penn.
Not that I know anything about hairspray.
I mean, I imagine every week's an adventure with your 2-year-old, Ed.
Oh, we've been there, done that, yes.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, everybody.
Sorry,
I shouldn't say everybody.
Yeah.
No, I mean, seriously. You guys could chime in on this, too. Now, every character is likable except Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby's
Now, a lot of people
jerk.
don't like Smokey, but
Yeah.
there has not been anything likable about Bobby. And I did that on purpose. I don't want people to like Bobby.
Yeah.
I don't want
And
Bobby
you
likable.
don't. He's a little jerk. He hits everybody.
Who's making all that noise up there? Now shut up! Bobby is a dislikable character.
Birdie chirps.
Bernie Chirps took 2 to the balls.
Sure did.
Again, that was one of the quick jokes. How many caught that one? But there's sight gags. There's highbrow. There's lowbrow, medium brow, eyebrow. You know.
Oh.
But yeah,
geez.
we
Oh, jeez. It's for Bobby the freaking kid.
All right, it's for Bobby the freaking kid.
I just love his exasperation.
The dynamite is for Bobby the freaking kid. All right, would you just get it and put it on the wagon? Yes, I love that scene. Gee, shouting his name around and everybody. If I don't get a name, you don't get the bang.
Yeah, I'll buy that. Smokey's funny, but not particularly likable. You find him more annoying, I take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smokey's funny, and yeah, he's not likable, but yeah. And he is dislikable, but he was set up that way. He was meant to be disliked. He was meant to be annoying.
Well, he's meant to be annoying. I don't know if this
But it was designed all along. If you missed last week's scene where it was last week, wasn't it? Where we revealed his parents,
family?
we
Yeah.
reveal Smokey's family, and maybe you start to get a little sympathy for him. And again, the mom and dad weren't horrible stereotypes, other than we made mom German. Smokey, what are you doing in here? You know you're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Smokey? That was fun trying to get you to do a German accent.
Jackie, you're calling in spirits to remove pen marks?
Spirits.
Sounds a little mystical to me.
Get out the Ouija board. Oh, spirits. How do we clean ink off a wall? Paint the wall.
Well, like I say, hairspray definitely gets ball pen ink out of clothes. It chemically breaks it down.
It might chemically break down the paint as well.
It very well could take the paint with it. Try it on an inconspicuous
Yeah, all these
spot.
people are going to come back next week after trying spray paint, or not spray paint, but hairspray. Joyce, it took my wall off.
Just try it in an inconspicuous spot.
Yeah, so draw on a wall somewhere else and try it.
Permanent marker is different. Although we use some
Our fingers, cameras.
No, to
The-
clean your hands.
Oh, this hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer takes marker out off of folders and things like that. Plastic.
Yeah.
Yep. So all the stuff we've learned. But locked him in the shed for a day or two. I hope you're throwing food in for him at least.
So there you go. That was one of my favorite scenes, Randall. The blowing up is probably one of my top 5 joke scenes. That scene. The introduction of Adam Ant's character was a favorite scene. The whole Jimmy Crack Corn, that was a favorite scene.
Well, and how many
And all of Smokey's meltdowns.
How many Adam Ant references have you found? It's a lot.
That would be a 1,000.
It's a lot.
How many Adam Ant songs have I referenced?
Right.
Yeah, that would be my 1,000th subscriber. Why am I thinking that? I'll never get there.
You're gonna get there, whether you want
Next
to
year.
or not.
Next year,
At the rate
2
you're
years from
going,
now,
who knows?
I will not get to 1,000 anytime soon.
Really have 16 likes? What the heck is going on?
Honey, we only got 23 people. I think the most we ever had was 28.
Well, yeah, but you have 23 people. That's 7.
There's lurkers. There's lurkers.
Get on it. Get on it. Get
Careful,
on
they
it.
might go the other way.
Oh.
You'll have to do more Daisy. Adjusting your bra and all that stuff you were doing earlier. Excuse me.
You
Trying to
don't-
get my husband a couple extra likes.
You you don't understand.
I don't understand. You're right, I don't understand. What don't I understand?
Never mind.
Never mind.
Alright, hit the like button on the way out.
All right, good night, Chris.
There you go, Randall. Hello, pretty Ryangle. Boy, did I stutter over that.
Yes, you did. Live on camera, too.
Hello.
Caught all the steamers coming through
Second
again.
pretty
Woo!
Ryangle.
Steamers! In high definition for all the steamer fans. But, see, I put you on the spot and ask you your favorite scenes. But, you know, Bill is the most fun to write as a bad guy because, although next week's scene with Bill is going to be hysterical. Bobby and Bill, it's going to be funny.
Yeah. Oh. She was in on it.
A secret squirrel.
Yeah.
Not Atom Ant, Randall. Not the cartoon character. The 80s post-punk performer. Adam.
Adam.
You know, he already knows this. He's just being silly.
Da-da-da-da-da.
He's punning on my puns.
He's punning your pun?
He's punning my puns.
That's hardly funny.
That's punning squared.
Yeah.
Now, I've had a couple people ask me to put them in the script.
Yeah.
And somebody said I should put all of you in the script.
I suppose you could put them.
What? Say what? No, I can't understand you now. That's like one of those shows. What do you say? That was the idea.
Oh, shoot. Well, yeah. Surgical spirits? Is that getting better, Jackie?
Where, who, what, where, when, hi, how?
This might be a. I think this might be a language problem. Yeah, they're sneaky like that.
Oh,
It's
the
always
6-year-old is watching this going, you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the
That's
6-year-old's
the thing,
doing.
You worry about them when they're quiet.
Put everybody on the train. No, I can't, because I would leave somebody out and then feel bad.
Oh, there's ways to figure it out.
I can tell you all to email me a tiny JPEG of your heads, and I'll put you on the train with all the chairs.
There you go.
Or like a torso shot, a bust shot. No, wait, well, yeah, bust from here up, yeah. I don't want ladies, I could get in trouble with her if I said, yeah, ladies, send me a bust shot. No, you know.
Okay. We better watch an episode of Adam Ads.
You didn't watch him? Up and Adam, Adam
No, but just to see
and
if
Secret
you,
Squirrel.
see if you borrowed anything from him.
No. No, he's just saying make the puns. No.
Right.
Secret Squirrel. Careful, self-chloroforming is deadly. The, no,
yeah, that doesn't sound like a good idea, Ed. Let's see if we can talk you out about that.
and clearly certain scenes have aged better than
Jackie's
others.
throwing Lee on the train,
Oh,
as opposed to under the bus. He's on the train.
oh, you could have Lee tied to the tracks.
That's true. We could tie him to the tracks, Jackie. What do you think of that?
But seriously, I could do a quick bit.
I came in, Keith. That's what you missed.
Heath, you continue to insult me and rip out my heart, and I've always been so supportive of you. He comes in an hour and a half into my stream, almost 2 hours in. Did I miss anything? Yeah, you missed an hour and a half of my stream. Now, is it anything? Probably not. But,
Good.
all right, Anissa, take care.
Awesome.
I knocked him to the floor. Wait, what are you laughing at now? What did I miss?
I didn't put anything on the train.
Oh, right. We're still going on that one. But seriously, the problem is you'd have to get it to me by Wednesday. But if you got any shot of you and you want to be on the train, if you want to be a passenger on the Black Mamba, send me a small or reducible JPEG of you, just head and torso, and I will do one background scene, and I'll just have you all sitting on the train.
Aw, that stinks of some.
No, because see, that's the problem, Heath. I hate it. I hate keeping students after class because that punishes me, because now I have to be with you
true.
even longer.
Yep.
Goodbye. Thank you for stopping in on this. It was nice to have you here. But my email is on my About Me part of the YouTube channel. And if you want to make a visual only appearance, although I may do a voice for you, send me just a little cropped image of you, waist up, bust, like a bust a statue. Just send me an image of that and I'll pop you in somehow.
They got it done.
You know me, I have to over-explain.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just a problem I have. I have to over-explain. I can't just say it once. I've got to go over it many times because I'm scared. I want people to make sure exactly what I'm saying and I'm not saying the wrong thing. And people are going, wait, he's asking for this. So yeah, I have to explain things over. I'm doing it now, over explaining. So, because, technically we've already had pictures of the train on this episode. But do you know how hard it is to get? I would actually have to map their pictures together. Mm-hmm. Because it's not easy with the Nero. I even told one of the vice presidents of Nero who wrote me last week, Rule 5, there is no Rule 5. But you have to layer it on each bar. So if I'm going to put 20 people, I have to open up 20 bars to layer them.
Yeah,
that would be crazy.
You can do it.
We'll see. Oh, I could do it. It's just going to be crazy.
Was Donna a lot in this episode? Yes, she was. Wasn't she?
Everybody was in this episode except Smokey.
Right.
Smokey was
conspicuously
absent,
yeah.
although he was referred to.
Yes, he
so
is.
yes, every major character.
A ray of sunshine. So yeah, you missed the whole gang.
Everybody was in this
The
episode.
whole gang.
Everybody and more will be in the next episode.
Yep.
And everybody and more will be in the episode after that. Because I could end this in 3 more episodes, but I'll probably go 4. It'll either be 3 long episodes or 4 shorter episodes. And then there'll be the movie, then there'll be the director's cut. There'll be the producer's cut.
Take that out. Take that out. Cut. Sorry, I was producing. Editing? I guess I was editing.
Yeah.
Not producing, I was editing.
There cannot be a director's cut. There's no deleted scenes. Or if they are, they're actually deleted and there are no copies left. But no. We finalize the script, then we record it, and nothing gets cut out. I don't do a bit and then go, that's not going in. We write it, we do the jokes. If it works, then it goes in.
Oh, snap.
I'm just Donna Law. We know you have. And that joke is not dead yet. Although in today's episode, if you catch it, you have to go back and listen to it. Tim J.D. will do it. But if you go back and listen to the episode at the end where Donna and Lil meet, Donna, says, "Oh, please, just call me Donna." And Lil starts to go, she goes, "I'm just Donna Law." And Lil starts to say, "Yes, she's..." And Donna cuts her off from saying it. Don't say that joke.
What was your nickname in high school?
Didn't have one. Dodge. Among my friends, we just called each other last names. Dodge. And I was Dodge to my enemies, too. It was just how they said it. "Hey, Dodge!" Dodge! Hey, Jerry's here. "Hi, Jerry. How are you, sir? Nice to have you here." This is not the woodworking Jerry. This is the train spotting and model train guy Jerry.
I guess I didn't know there were 2.
They're twins. Identical.
I see.
They were so identical, his parents just named them both Jerry because that way they
Jerry
could.
and Jerry. It's like that boxer,
Yeah, George Foreman.
George Foreman, named all his kids George, including the girls.
Yeah, Georgina and Georgette, right. Georgianne, I forget, but yeah.
Yeah, it's really stuck on a.
Well, when you call one, you get them all.
You do.
George, get in here. Which one? All of you. Choo.
Okay, your lights are going down. How
My
does
lights are
that
going down?
happen?
Where?
You only have 10.
Oh, yeah, that was happening to somebody else.
That happened to Chris.
Yeah, it happened to Chris. A bunch of people hit like and then they take off likes.
Are you
I'm not worried
taking
about
your
it.
likes off, guys? That's not cool.
Apparently Miss Daisy wasn't persuasive enough.
Oh my goodness.
But, no, the action really gets... It's been building, but the action really builds up.
Oh, of course it does. It's coming up to the climax and stuff.
We're getting to the climax. Climax and then the denouement.
Mm-hmm.
It's all gonna blow up. Look at that Christmas tree.
Santa waving. Just making a buck, making a buck.
Make a buck, make a buck. Even in Brooklyn, it's the same. Make a buck, make a buck. Don't care what Christmas stands for, just make a buck.
You bring joy. Wait, I'm not in Santa. Next door. He's not Santa.
Ah, here comes the big guy. Oh, the other two were going through the DB.
Daisy's a trollop? Well, I don't think that's quite fair. Thanks, Jackie.
Yeah, Randall, I answered it. My thing is, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know anything. I bought one Hornby train because it's Beatles. So, I don't know what to tell you about it.
Supper is whatever we grab, Jerry.
Who asked about supper?
Jerry. I still think that's
Who?
Jerry.
Oh, Jerry. Jerry asked about supper. Yeah, we haven't decided yet. That's usually right afterwards. What do you want for dinner? I don't know. What do you want? I don't know. Luma says Ave Daisy. He called you Daisy.
Ah. Okay.
I know, in my opinion, Hornby is not the same quality as my Märklin and Rocco and Pico. Yeah, Salmonella was not a good name for the twins. It was sickening that they made that name combination. But I mean, I'm sorry, 35 years as a school teacher, Joyce has got 30. The names parents give their kids, it's like,
You know,
what
they
were you
just-
thinking? And then,
Roll with it.
even in my own family, we get different names.
We just roll with it.
Just roll with it. Yeah, I've got the whole set, Randall. I've got the add-on cars and the starter. I'm all good with it. I just got to get it converted to 3-rail to work on my track. But I'm going to wait for all my ICEs to come back before I work on that. Once my ICEs are all updated, then I'll ship him off to get done.
Have we been to the Märklin factory in Germany? Well,
No, that was on
it was
last
on
summer's
the
trip.
agenda, but it got COVID did it out.
Yeah. So our next trip to Germany, we are going to Göppingen and the Märklin factory and the Märklin Museum. We've been to Miniature Wonderland a lot of times.
Yeah.
But yeah, last summer. Yeah, last summer we were going. We were supposed to go to Miniature Wonderland, um, the Märklin factory, because we were going to be down in that part of Germany, and we were going to go to Porsche's Traumwerk, their model train.
Yeah.
Display
how
bit.
we were going to get there. But
We were going to get to Porsche. Well, we were working out the weird train schedule because it's in the middle of nowhere. May have even had to rent a car for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me driving in the Alps, not a favorite idea. So sadly, the short answer is no. The long answer is we lost our chance.
Right to.
And
Huh. Here's what the ceiling would be. Place.
yeah, I know. Again, depending on the quality, I see most. If I convert it to American dollars, I see most Hornby locomotives go for the $120 to $220 range. Now, some can get up to 199 pounds, which is more like $240, but usually they're about 119 to 159 pounds. Manufacturer suggested retail price. What's the matter?
Your tracks look clean. Between your tracks do not look clean. You know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, that part needs. The tracks are nice and clean now, but
Yeah,
yeah.
they do. They look good.
The nubs are going pretty well. This guy isn't. If you watch him, he's not blinking like he normally does on there. And this guy isn't blinking. I really need to get the metronome out again. I mean, I just put him away this week.
Right. Oh. Desperately looking forward to. You know, I'm curious enough, but my attention span would not last Anthony's. I mean, I do well in the Miwala.
Yeah, you do all right with Miniature Wonderland, but yeah, you're probably the first one ready to go. But Miniature Wonderland, you go expecting to be there. If you go there hoping to see it in 2 hours, you're kidding yourself.
Yeah.
4 hours minimum.
So, no, I'd be happy to go to the Märklin factory. Just the attention span won't be very long.
Somebody was asking how I clean.
Yeah. Right. 2,000 pounds. Holy moly. That
Let's see
must
where
have
we
been
at.
a
Where we
real
at?
good one.
Let's go to bada bing, bada boom. That will work. Good idea. How do I clean my tracks? Well, sometimes I do it manually, and I have a thing I've invented for me, which I don't know. Can you open? I think it's the bottom drawer. Is there the little block of wood with the black stuff glued on it in there, or is it the middle drawer, or is it the top drawer? I can never remember which one I throw it in. You'll see a block of wood with a there. Is that it right there? Yeah. Okay. So if I'm doing it manually, I have some track cleaner solution, non-alcohol based. And then I have this, which is a hard foam sponge rubber, and glued it to a block of wood. And then I just can rub this, and it takes the grime off the track. You know, I got a piece of track here. So you could just run this along. Whoops, let's get it in camera. Run this along like that. So I can run that along this way. That's manual cleaning, but I'm lazy and it's elbow grease, but sometimes the rail conditioner works better. So I've invested in these. Let's see, let's start with this one. This one just got done working today. This is the brush guard. This cleans off the outer rails. You could use this on 2-rail. Now this is a 3-rail version, but they make this in 2-rail. This is by a company called Lux. It's a German company, and these are expensive. But they're also rated the best. But this one goes through and scrubs all the grime off the top of your rails. In front of that goes the vacuum car. This sucks up all the dust and dirt and little stuff. So there's a little brush and a vacuum cleaner. So this goes first. Then this one. If you send this one first, it collects all the dust, which gets caught in the wheels here and that. But so vacuum first, then the brush. And then this is one I have to have for 3 rail. This is the 3rd rail cleaner. It's got a little sandpaper ski in the middle of it, and that cleans that 3rd rail. I mean, if you know the Miracle 3rd rail, you can see it there. There's the nubs. You can see the nubs there, can't you? So that goes and scrubs those. And I just got this car 2 weeks ago, and so last night was the first time I ran it completely on all the tracks, and you can clearly see the difference. My 3rd rails have needed cleaning. Goodsold makes good stuff, but again, they're a Swiss company, and prices are ridiculous. Goodsold is high quality, but they're high end. Those darn Swiss. Now there are good, like Pico makes one, which they also release to Hornby. All these companies make. Kato makes a good basic one that are $40 to $50, 35 to 50 pounds, 40, 50 euros. These are a lot more than that. This would be about 150 pounds. 140 pounds. But these are the top rated cleaners. I haven't met a Miracle person, hobbyist, German guy yet that when you said cleaning cars, spend the money and get a Lux. Or in German, Lux. So that's what I did, but because they're expensive, I have to save up. I've been wanting to buy this one for years, and I finally broke down and bought it. I said, Joyce, I really need to buy the 3rd one. She's like, yeah, go ahead. I think it was that easy too.
It really was.
I really need to break down. My 3rd rails need clean. But yeah, so everybody has their home clean. So the thing is, I don't like to use steel wool, and I don't like to use those rubbers because I've just read too many negatives. The trained people say in the long run they damage the track and it kills electrical conductiveness. Even the alcohol-based cleaners. Now, people, I know there's a lot of people, oh, I use IPA and it's never an issue. I'm just reading what the longtime guys say, that the IPA does in the long run damage the rail and damages its conductivity. But you know, you work what works for you, and if you wind up replacing tracks in 5-6 years, you replace track, you know. But this is one of my little personal how-tos that got completely ignored. And I think it works beautifully. Lux, nope. Daypole better. See, I'll argue with you. The word Daypole and better should never go in the same sentence. Daypole and worse. I don't think Daypole ever makes anything a quality. I don't care what scale you're at. The minute I see Daypole, I think it stands for Day Poorly Made. What's that?
You bought that, and I'm putting roof insulation in your food. They're sort of a rabid lot, you know?
Yeah, she can't do that because I'm such a picky eater. The minute something doesn't taste the way it should taste to me, I won't even eat it. It's like she makes these great grilled turkey sandwiches. I love them, baked grilled. And I took a bite one last week, and I mean, she goes through all the effort to make it, and the turkey did not taste right. I don't know if the turkey was bad or was just a different breed of turkey that the butcher shot, or fresh or whatever. It was squawking this morning, they promised. But it didn't taste right, and I didn't eat anymore because if something doesn't taste right, when my brain says that's not right, and I eat it anyhow, I'm up all night. Hello, John A. Dawson. Thanks for stopping in. But I'm a American guy, and again, so Luma is a American guy, and he's saying Daypole's better. I disagree, but I haven't owned a Daypole one. I just go to all the other pros I talk to. Okay, Luma's challenging me now.
Okay.
He's like, nope, I'll show you.
All right, that's fine. You have to poison you carefully.
I'm gonna have to let
shoot.
somebody. I'm gonna have to just. Hey, Luma, are you a member of any of the Maryland groups, either on Facebook or the internet, like MarylandUsers.net, Maryland HO Digital group? I'd have to go look at my list because I'm a member of 10, 15 Maryland groups and YouTube pages, but Facebook groups and stuff like that. Yes, Lee, you were very diligent about cleaning.
You running any trains yet?
Well, he did put up that one video, remember?
No,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Lee put up that one video of trains running this week. I had to call off the hit squad.
Okay.
I was like, Annie,
Yeah.
this is Papa Bear. Mission scrub, repeat, mission scrubbed.
Aw, shucks.
No, you need to do that in Annie's voice.
Ah, shucks.
Oh, no, that wasn't Annie.
That's not Annie.
Ah, shucks!
Ah, shucks.
See, that's the funny part, too. Partly because you
I gotta
just
work
don't...
into it.
I can go immediately into the voices.
I know you can. I gotta work
And
into
you
it.
have to work to it.
Darn.
Okay, yeah, and Stumi is one you go to. Stumi's the insider site for Maryland people. That's where we go to get our information on when are our trains going to be released.
And it keeps telling you later and later and later.
Well, it hasn't changed. It's still May now. But I was mad they said April a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Go to Stumi's form right now.
After they said January.
Oh, Randall got the... That's right. You're going to post a video on that, right?
Cool.
Luma! Take thy beak from out my heart.
That was harsh.
I'm not a wear my t-shirt guy.
You are totally get the teacher guy.
No, not the way he's talking.
I know.
Well, I just...
Oh, the cats is. You better liven up this live stream, babe.
What's that?
They're asking about the cats. You better liven up this live stream.
Uh-oh, they're asking about the cats. They're
Yeah,
bored. They're bored.
They're starting to puke again. It's not
Oh,
cool.
the cats. Cats. Cats.
A little pile on the windowsill today. I'm like, oh, does that continue behind the couch? And yes, it did.
I know, Luma. We're just having fun. No, I joined Maryland Insider 3 years ago. This is my third year. I just got my 2021 membership card this week.
Very useful.
Pardon? No, MarylandUsers.net was the one that was useless.
Okay, so one of them was just Google it.
Yeah, I would go to MarylandUsers.net and ask questions as a newbie, and they'd go, Google it. I did Google it. Couldn't find the answer. That's why I'm
Didn't
here.
understand the answer was the biggest thing.
Or, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, John, take care. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for stopping. Hit the like button on your way out. What a bunch of cat poop. Cat poop? Horse poop. Horse poop.
Peter, P, horse poop. Ah, shucks. All right, Jackie, take care. Thanks for popping in. We're going to be bringing this down real quick ourselves. these guys at a certain place.
No.
Which one's coming first? Which one's coming first? Come on, come on, get here, get here, get here, get here, get here. Oh, the camera got bumped.
Who are the hammers? Who are the hammers?
The Hammers. West Ham. That was a bit of a joke from earlier.
Okay.
West Ham. The soccer club West Ham are the Hammers.
Yeah,
Trying to
fair
get a
enough.
close-up of those steamers. We'll, whoops. Wrong button. Push the button, Frank. Wrong button. There we go. Oh, whoops, whoops, whoops. There. No. Now a little. Wrong button again, dummy. There we go. There we go. That's a nice little view. Let you guys focus on those for a bit. They're all quiet now. Ladies and gentlemen, we are waiting for connecting passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, we are waiting for connecting passengers. We are sorry for the delay. And
Even after the
is that everybody? Parked them over on the other side. So there, you had 3 steamers going today, everybody. You had 3 steamers. Oh, I didn't oops. Didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that. Go back here. All right. Anyhow, we are going to log off because it is dinner time here. We've got to decide what's for dinner. What's for dinner? Okay then. It's whatever she's going to go out and get. Gordy for president. Me for emperor.
Gordie Howe?
No. It's NMRA something. You know, it's NMRA, National Model. Anyhow, all of you, the few, the proud, the insane, thank you for stopping in to our live stream again, or my live stream with the occasional sidekick. Are you a sidekick?
No, I am.
She kicked me.
We did. No, not pizza. We're sick of pizza.
But you kicked me in the leg. That makes you a leg kick, not a side kick. Don't go there, woman. You're going to tip yourself over in that chair and then be the laughing stock, and that'd be the highlight of the show today. All right. Anyhow, everybody, thanks for stopping by again. I'll see you in everybody else's streams whenever I'm around.
Right.
Definitely won't be in the morning streams this week anymore. Well, I wasn't in them this week because I was working, but next week I'm working.
Right.
So
yeah, back to the grind.
back to earning my money instead of just sitting around collecting it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna say to all of you one more time,
Choose.
I'll be the Zane.